Day 2, July 3rd, 2011, Wisconsin Dells. The gang and my sweetie pie, Approach par auntie. Everybody ready. Where are we going? We are going to
Wisconsin Dells.
the ducks on wheels. Why? What do you want me to say then? Very Mohaliri? ఫుడ్ అని అనుకుని వచ్చింది అది ఏదో చిన్న కొరమైన పక్కనే ఉంది ఒక్కడి పట్టుకొని తీసుకుని బ్యాలెన్స్ చేయమంటావా అటు మధ్యలో ఉంటే బ్యాలెన్స్ అవుతుందేమో స్వర్ణిక కూర్చోండి అన్న స్వర్ణికు అందరు ఎగతాలు చేసుకుంటున్నారు లేదా
நான் முன்னாடியே சொன்னேன் அவளை ஏஞ்சி போனா சாவச்சு మీరు లేస్తే కూడా
కాదా
ఈ కెమెరాకి ఆ ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుందా అని
ఇది
దీంట్లో
అందుకని అశ్విన్ అంటూ నేను అవునా అశ్విన్ నేను చేసుకుంటా ఇది ఆపోజిట్ ఆరో మమ్మల్ని
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome aboard the Belle Boyd. How are you guys doing today?
Excellent.
Good. Glad to hear everyone downstairs is having a good day. Now, for the rest of you upstairs who I can't quite hear, go Witch's Gulch, where you guys will have the opportunity to get off the boat and walk through a beautiful cold water canyon. Second stop will be at Stand Rock, the trademark Wisconsin Dells, where we'll be featuring our world famous and amazing jumping German Shepherd. But before we get too far on the tour today, I'm just going to have the crew introduce themselves. My name is Claire. I'll be your tour guide. I just finished up my third year at the University of Wisconsin River Falls, where I'm majoring in animal science with an emphasis in equine or horses. Plan on becoming a nutritionist. This is my 5th year out here on the river, so if you guys have any questions along our journey today, whether it be about the river, attractions, hotels, motels. I lived in the Dells area for about 10 years now, and I think I kind of know how this place works. But just for a fair warning, to make stuff up. I'm going to pass the mic over.
Management. I hope to use those degrees when I graduate and enter into the restaurant industry. My dream is to be a entrepreneur, own my own catering business, and work here at Dells Boat Tours being the sole caterer. Seated so your love is safer in your seat. Secondly, we ask that you please don't smoke on board. We do have a couple of giving you time limits. We ask that you please stick to those as we do need to get down and make another tour, and I'm sure you guys have other things planned in the Dells. So when we do give those time limits, we ask that you please keep to those. Finally, I am required to tell you where the life preservers are found for everyone on the bottom deck. Yours are in the 6 wooden bench.
Well, folks, we are traveling along the Wisconsin River. Wisconsin River gets its start at a beautiful lake called Lac Vieux Desert on the upper Wisconsin-Michigan border. From there, it flows about 435 miles until it empties into the mighty Mississippi River at Wyalusing State Park, about 80 miles southwest of here near Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Now, if you guys just take a moment, look off the right-hand side of the boat, notice the coloring, maybe some Jack Daniels or red wine. But they get their tannins from the oak barrels in which they're aged in. Our very first point of interest will be directly in front of the boat. Two large rock cliffs form the jaws, or the gateway to the upper Dells. Cliff on the right, creatively known as High Rock, which stands about 65 feet tall. And the taller cliff off to the left, called Romance Cliff. Romance Cliff gets its name. Native Americans would hold wedding ceremonies atop the cliff, and they would do a test just to see how long their marriage would last. They would light a stick bough on fire, throw that stick off the cliff. If it stayed lit, they would be granted a long and happy marriage. But sometimes that stick would go out, and the wife would have the opportunity to push the husband into the river. And this is actually the deepest part of the river at over 110 feet deep. Our next rock formation will be coming along our right-hand shoreline here. Off a little point, going to be looking for what I like to call a giant pile of pancakes. This is called Chimney Rock. It's our second most photographed rock formation. Great example of wind, water, and frost erosion. Chimney Rock off to our right. Now our next rock formation does take imagination to see, so I hope you guys brought that along. Along the right-hand shoreline of the greenish cliffs, the profile of a man's face. You'll see his big old green nose. Slit above would be his eyes, slit below would be his mouth. Stretch your imagination just a bit more on all those trees and foliage on top form his headdress. That is the profile of Black Hawk. Black Hawk's got two different colors to him, big green nose and that orange layer, characteristic of the type of rock. This is called Cambrian sandstone, formed about 500 million years ago during the Cambrian period. Has a very hard outer layer, very hard to erode, and a very soft inner layer. In fact, if I was able to give each and every one of you a little tiny piece of rock, you could crush it right in your hands. It's just that soft. That enables the trees to grow right on top of the rock. If you look at them real closely, you can see their roots actually penetrate right into that soft layer. Hold a lot of water, the rocks do. That water comes to the surface and evaporates, causes a cooling effect. That's why as you walk through the Witch's Gulch under. How many men did lose their lives to the Devil's Elbow, except for a gentleman by the name of Leroy Gates. He actually left his calling card, or the very first billboard we call it, as an inscription in the rocks. Coming along our left-hand shoreline, about 10 feet above the water, very first word is Leroy. Easiest letter probably to see is the E. That whole inscription reads, Leroy Gates, Dells and River Pilot from 1849 to 58. Now what gave Leroy the right to carve in the rocks there was he actually owned his own business that would bring lumber rafts just through this part of the river. He developed a skill. Not during the snow. Yeah, whenever you guys go on vacation. Whenever you guys go on vacation. Thanks for making our vacation great. Oh, no problem.
Hold on, nillu beta, appi pannakudadu.
Hey guys, I have to talk here, so you guys just
We just wanted a photograph.
It's its name because hot air balloonists would travel over the top, look down, said to resemble the old pumpkin seed steamboats that would travel up and down the river. Just ahead of us here, believe it or not, those stairs are probably the most frequently asked question I get. And that is, Claire, where in the world do those stairs go? A gentleman by the name of George Crandall.
Abhi, nadu Abhi. Valelu ni verakala. Mirelli nunchonడి నేను గబగబకండి.
నువ్వు వీడియో తీయమంటే
వీడియోనే రా తీస్తుంది.
నీవు పోయి నిల్లు. అందరు నుంచి లైన్గా ఒకసారి నేను ఇండివిజువల్గా కూడా తీస్తాను. జనాల్ది కూడా తీసుకో.
జనాలదే అసలు ఫస్ట్
రికార్డ్ ఆఫ్ చేసాను మరి. 37-40 minutes ఉన్నాయి.
35 minutes ఉంది.
ఆఫ్ చేసి ఇప్పుడు మనది యాక్టివ్ చేద్దాం. This is back better.
Which is faster.
Focus.
Again.
No, I'm waiting for someone.
There's people. They're taking pictures.
మాది ఒకటి ఇక్కడ దిగవా వెళ్ళే దగ్గర విషింగ్ వెళ్ళంట.
I'm gonna wish something. See a wishing well. A lot
Go
of people
fishing
put
with.
coins. A lot of ice cream.
మనం కూడా ఐస్ క్రీమ్
Popcorn is nice.
They gave it. They said you have to put compulsory. They said all girls compulsory activity. Compulsory. పిల్లలు అమ్మాయిలు అబ్బాయిలు అందరూ పెట్టుకోవాలి. పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఎన్నో ఉన్నాయి. బోల్డ్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏయ్. హలో. అక్కడ రావా ఒక నిమిషం.
Uncle, see? Wait, no.
ఒక నిమిషం స్టాప్
Uncle, see?
స్టాప్. రాని హాయిగా ஸ்டாப் பண்ணு. சார்ஜ் கம்மியாக இருக்குது, அவ்வளோதான் எடுத்துப்பாங்க.
వాటర్ కలర్ ఇప్పుడు చూడు, వాటర్ కలర్ చూడు ఎట్లా, వాటర్ కలర్ బెల్లం మీద చెట్టు పడిపోయింది. తొందర
In the mainland is a little over 5.5 feet wide. A reason why Stand Rock is so important to the Dells area is because of this photograph right here captured by H.H. Bennett Same man who discovered Witch's Gulch, 15-year-old son Ashley Bennett jumping stand rock. Since Ashley's not here to jump for us today, we do have our German Shepherds to train to jump the gap. We'll have one jump to stand rock, quickly turn around and jump right back. We have yet to train him to freeze right in the middle. So if you guys want to capture a good photograph, make sure to be quick with those shutter buttons, or we suggest even flipping your cameras over to video mode. So once everyone's ready and focused up there, I'll let our trainer know.
Can't see.
Okay, everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's give a hand for Radar. Thank you, Ezra. A little bit about Radar up there. He's 3 years old. He's been jumping for us for 2 summers. The other dogs you see up there are other jumping German Shepherds. They take turns throughout the day jumping for our guests. They are all brothers from the same litter. So quite our own little jumping family we have up there. A little bit.
Like, Swarnika, okay, stop it. We need to. Danny, stop it, please.
ఏదైనా ఉంటే ఫోన్ చేయండి.
Hey.
பேட்டரி தான் இல்ல, ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு.
Daya.